all this time we were lied to, and I'm here to expose that fact. This story right here is one of the greatest stories of all time. As you guys know, I'm not Christian, but I do listen to a lot of the Holy Bible. I've listened to a lot of the Quran. I don't claim a religion. I believe in source. I believe in God, and that is okay. And I respect every religion. I think religion is fake, but that's okay as well. But I do think all of the stories and a lot of the stories are very, very metaphorical. Like, I feel as if these things that they mention, like anxiety, depression, it's all like energy. You feel what I'm saying? So when they put these stories into like human beings and they give them names and things like that, it's pretty cool to see how the story like David and Goliath can relate in energy. So I'm about to explain to y'all. Y'all probably like, what the fuck are you talking about right now? I'm about to explain to you what I'm talking about right now. So, gotta take a sip from the Celsius. Like I said, my name is Karan. I go by Transfit. I am back with another video with bare minimum quality. I have invested so much money in the camera equipment, but it seems like y'all like the quality like this with like the bare minimum I could give y'all. Like, you see my Sony back there, right over there. You see it, but I'm not using it. And I'm looking at my monitor right now. So if y'all see me looking this way, just know I'm like looking at this the camera, this monitor. David versus Goliath. What does this story tell us? I haven't read the whole story, straight up. I don't know the story front to end, but what I do know is this nigga David went and slayed a monster named Goliath. David was the youngest out of his brothers. He was the youngest. So what is that? First off, that's the first tip. What does that show to you about your age? You think because you younger, you can't teach somebody older than you. And that's where I'm at right now. It's crazy because that's where I'm at right now. And I was just talking to my boy yesterday. I'm like, bro, I'm 20, about to be 21. I mean, bro, my credentials aren't the best, but I have so much knowledge to spill. But I feel like I just can't say it because I don't want to come across as he knows it all or he knows. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. I got some fucking gas for y'all. You know what I'm saying? But it's so hard to say the things. So I'd rather use, if y'all look at my most recent videos, it's like J. Cole speaking on the art of persistence, G Herbo speaking, Lil Durk speaking, Polo. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Drake speaking. I'm talking about just different messages from very successful people, deemed successful people, right, to the public eye. So I'll use their voice to just transmit what they say so I don't have to say it myself. But in reality, I want to say that shit myself no matter what. And he told me, he's like, yo, you need to just say that shit. Whether people resonate with it or not is whatever. Because I'm the youngest. It feels like I'm the youngest. I don't have a place to say. But guess what? David slayed Goliath. So what does this show me? And what should this show you? Just because you are X amount of age doesn't mean you can't speak on whatever you would like, dude. I don't know if we've been here prior to, but guess what? What if we have been here prior to, and I'm actually 6,000 years older than this X individual, very similar to you? What if that's the case? So feel free to speak your mind and do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Dude, you could be pitching. There's boxers that's 18 whooping dudes' ass that's 40. So now that puts me that makes me feel better. So now I can give y'all the most organic content possible. David versus Goliath. Shout out to you. David, shout out to you. All right, next point. Another sip from the Celsius. Today I'm sipping on that apple Fuji Purr. That Purr shit, we gonna speak on it on a whole nother podcast, bro, because we got some shit to talk about the industry as well. But David, you think David sat in the gym for correction. Let's use this analogy. Actually, it might work a little bit. You think David sat in a 9 to 5 until the opportunity presented himself to kill Goliath? He sat. So let's say David sat in a 9 to 5 for 5 years, right? Because he had a big his project. The project he was working on within his company was to go and kill this big beast. You think he would have won that fight? I don't think he would have won that fight. Let's say David sat in the gym pumping out reps. I love the gym. I'm a gym fucking junkie. I'm a gym junkie, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a gym junkie. If you didn't know, that's where my channel originated. I lost 120 pounds, but that's for a different story. Hopped on stage, but that's for a different story. Nigga, I got credentials, nigga. I'm talking to y'all, bro. Trust, bro. I got you. You're going to leave out of here with some value, bro. Like I always say, now it's bare minimum. There's nothing else here for me to flaunt to you. This is free knowledge. Actually, this is free wisdom. This is free wisdom. It's hard to give knowledge. Hard to give knowledge. All right. So, David pumping out them reps at the gym. You think that's what killed him? That's what killed Goliath? You think that's what killed Goliath, y'all? I don't think that's what killed Goliath. I don't think the reps mattered. The physicals didn't matter. Very similar. I don't think the physicals mattered in the job sense. And you think you know where I'm getting at, but you don't know because you think I'm about to say the mental, but it's not only the mental. Okay. David used something called leverage. Okay, hold on. We finna cook now. We finna cook. Hold up. We finna cook. Let me get in. David using the art of leverage. Leverage. Yo, David didn't go up to this monster and start throwing fucking jabs, hooks at him. Pop, 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 pop. You know what I'm saying? Pop, pop. Throw the jab, pop. Throw the 2. Throw the 3, throw the 4, you know what I'm saying? Throw the upper. My bad, I got boxing practice in a minute. But David didn't do that. Nor did David sit in the back and be like, oh, this is how we got to do this. And you have to send a calculated airstrike at negative 1,233 degrees. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do that. He didn't just sit back. David used the art of leverage. He had a slingshot. And with this slingshot, David understood the laws of physics. David was not only smart, but he applied. He was not only smart, but he was hardworking. He was smart and hardworking. Smart and hardworking together, that moves you into something called leverage, which kind of splits the gap between super hardworking, and like super hardworking. So it kind of cuts that down the middle. So you're not working nearly as hard. You're working smarter. So David uses leverage to whip this fucking slingshot. To whip the slingshot at Goliath, kills him, hits him on the forehead, boom. Nigga dead. Nigga dead. He didn't. You would think that took literally not much. Y'all think, wait, hold up, don't click off. I'm cooking. Look, do y'all think this is exactly how the game of life is played? Look, I mentioned metaphors now. I mentioned this. These books that are on this earth. There are a lot of them that are metaphors, bro. These Bibles. These Qurans, they're metaphor. A lot of metaphors in there now. You think what you're doing right now doesn't need a little bit of leverage? Just use the leverage. It's not about you putting in every single rep. It's about you leveraging it. I heard this guy named Luke Belmar, and he mentioned everybody thinks you need to put on a pair of hitchhiking boots and climb up this big ass mountain. And then there's other people who just hop on the gondola, just ride the gondola up. Well, could we argue that it's not even an argument. That is leverage. The guy who hopped on the gondola, the only difference between the guy who hopped on the gondola and the guy who was hiking, the guy who was hiking was very, very hardworking. He's like the David Goggins, like let's go. Guy who hopped on the gondola is like, shit, somebody built this already. I might as well use it. Shit, take myself up there and then I'll hike. And whatever field you're doing right now, this is what needs to be applied. This is the power of leverage. My guy, it gets to a point, bro. And if you know, you know. Old school, maybe, because we didn't have nearly as much knowledge, technology, and things like that. But now, today, leverage is more powerful than ever, bro. More powerful than ever. Okay, so let's take it back like 100 years. You would have to, in order to place a stock, I believe you'd have to literally go into the brokerage and place the stock. Now, I could go on my phone right now. I actually got a trade going, and I want to say I'm up like $5 right now. I only put $100 into this account because I'm pretty new to trading. But so I can only trade with X percent because they don't want me fucking just frying my account. But I could do this from my phone now. The power of leverage. It's not about the hard work no more. I just put up 815 videos. I just got hit a million views. So that's pretty big time right there. That's pretty big time. Thank God. Alhamdulillah. All praise be to the man upstairs. And I thank him for giving me this message to bring to y'all. Because I think this is going to be the best message that you ever heard. In the however long you spend on here, you're going to leave out of here with something that's going to change the trajectory of your life. Like, no matter, like, to the craziest extent. Leverage is what you missing right now. If you are like extremely smart and you're like, damn, why can't I make this? Like, I just feel lazy. I'm so damn smart, but I don't feel like doing it. That's the first side of things. If you on the other side, bro, I'm fucking brute. I'm hard working, bro. I'm doing this shit every single day. I'm training for 6 hours a day. But you're not really smart. That's the other side of things. When you split the difference, there is a book called Never Split the Difference. But in this circumstance, when you split the difference and use leverage, go on. Imagine, so I had somebody comment about being a truck driver. He left a very, very, very heartfelt message. And it was like a paragraph long. So when somebody dropped something like that, they literally took energy and time out of their day to sit there and type a response. So I know they were seriously engaged, and I know they seriously took value. But on top of that, I know they really reflected and thought about the things that were going on in the video. He sat and typed up, I die today. And he was mentioning how he was a truck driver. So he's a truck driver. What if he felt as if his fruits weren't really like reaping, like I mentioned, like you're not reaping what you're sowing. So he's a truck driver. What if it wasn't about driving those 80,000 miles? What if it was just taking 80,000 or however much you make? I'm not too sure how much truck drivers make. I got willing to get paid very well because they keep the country fucking churning. That's also a crazy thing to me. It's like, it's so like leveraged right now that you got a girl who could fucking post a picture and she can make 5, 6, 7, 8 times as much as the guy who is fucking hauling ass on the road, building the roads. He can, like, that don't make sense to me. Does it make sense to you? Do you think this is fair, or do you think this is just the power of leverage? Now look, this guy, what I would tell to him is to take whatever investment you have made and just start your own firm. Because look, now you don't have to spend time away from your family anymore. Now you just leverage. You may have thought about this before, but now you just leverage other people's time. You go and hire 5 kids, 5 people They haven't seen numbers like that before. So they got to work their way up the food chain. So what they got to deal with is what you've been dealing with for the past 10 years. And which is okay. It's part of their learning curve. And eventually your job, your duty is to teach them how to do what you did. That's God's work. You can't fake that. You get 5 people, 5, man, it could be even 2 people. Fucking hire them out. Hire them out. Pay them well. Make sure their family good. And you sit back and you attack a different field. But now you taking a little less cut here. That's okay. But you still you gaining back the most valuable asset that you have. The one that you can't get back. It's time. That's why watches are the most valuable asset known to man. Because it shows the most valuable assets in this life. Time. The one thing that you cannot get more of. So guess what? We all are slaves. Did you know that? Did you know that? Every time you wake up and you go clock in to that 9 to 5, or you go clock in to wherever you're doing. Most things I know is 9 to 5. You are a slave. We all are slaves. We all have to work our time, right? We have to give away our most valuable asset to somebody else in exchange for money to pay for. So really, if you break it down, we giving our life away. We giving our life away to help our people. You know what I'm saying? Run the home, get the car. You know what I'm saying? We giving our lifetime away in exchange. So we giving this boss. So here's the boss up here. We gave this boss all of our time. We giving him our time. That way he has all the time. He got all the time now. He chilling. He in pajamas. He living life. He's living his most valuable asset. And all of the time that you giving to this guy up here, you're losing that asset in exchange for the thing that you need desperately. Let's take it back to the school system. I'm gonna fuck y'all head up right now. If you didn't know, the age of the assembly line. So in the age of the assembly line, you look at guys like Andrew Carnegie. You look at guys like, moving down a little bit, Henry Ford. These guys ran assembly lines. Rockefeller, John D. Rockefeller. That's another one. You look at these guys, and they had something called the assembly line. And this is why, if I'm getting my timeline messed up, don't fucking fry me in the comments. That's not even the point. But the point is, these guys invested so much money. They were so damn rich. Rockefeller was rich as fuck, dude. I think they said, like, in today's age, he's a trillionaire. When you look at guys like Rockefeller, he invested a lot of money into the school system. And the school system's whole goal was literally to make people prepared to work for them. That's why they invested so much money into it. That's why guys like Andrew Carnegie and John D. Rockefeller and Henry Ford, they invested a lot of money into this system, because they're like, yo, if we invest into this, that's kind of like the taxes that we pay for the school system. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, oh, if we invest a lot of money into this, these people eventually are going to come work for us and our families. Hold on, we cooking. So they go come work. Like, that's why wouldn't we do that? You know what I'm saying? They getting ready. They wake up and then they leave around 3. That's exactly what happened. They did a great job. They're super successful. They did a great job of that. Because guess what? I mean, you want to look at the school system. It's like 90%. Like you make it to school, high school, and then college, and then after that you go and get the job. And it's a very successful system. So they did a very good job of that. But yeah, those people did something called leveraging their time. Leverage. David versus Goliath. You think John D. Rockefeller sat in an assembly line for? He probably did his due time, because everybody got to do their due time. But you think John D. Rockefeller sat in that assembly line for X amount of time? 10 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours? I'm hearing about 40-hour shifts, like in one fucking time. Go. You think he did that? Or you think let me just throw money into this school system or this system of life, and they'll come do the work for me and I can get my asset back. Okay, now, moving over back to David versus Goliath, man. This is one of the greatest stories I've ever read in my life. Because when you apply this whip that he used to anything you're doing in your life, you're guaranteed success. This is a story straight in your face that if you apply this, God is going to bring you crazy results. No matter what. No matter what. You outwitted the devil in this circumstance. Whatever you're doing, whether it's school, whether it's me personally with content, I use a whip. I use that same whip. Right? I use that same whip to break into the algorithm. It's not about punching at the algorithm door. The algorithm is just audience, not just like punching at the algorithm door. Like boom. Just throwing jabs at like if there's a big facility, it's not me just punching that wall. Just waiting for it to break in, just throwing twos, just keep throwing at it. It's not about that. Okay, how this ain't gonna work. I will be here for a century punching this wall because it's bulletproof. It's like, or it's something proof. All right. Let me take a step back and take a good assessment. A lot of times, taking that step back is literally what we need. We take that step back, we able to rethink. We able to look at things from a third eye. So in that sense, David, boom. Okay, he took a step back. Let me stop just punching this thing. Let me stop just punching this big ass monster. What do I got in hand? Okay, boom, slingshot. Oh shit. So my circumstance. Oh shit. Let me video editor. Let me just hire a video editor. Let me just speak about this subject versus this subject. Whip that joint up. Got the whip right there with what I just said in there in the whip. Just gone through the algorithm. Walk straight through the door. Jolly free. Boxing game. Let's talk about the boxing game. Let's talk about the politics in the boxing game. Okay. I could sit there and fight everybody in the game. Have 100, 300 plus fights. Or I could just maybe walk into, throw a couple jabs, be in front of the right people. They see my power and they put me in position to make more money from one fight than a person that made 300 fights. And whatever you're doing, man, try to apply the story of David versus Goliath and try to think of it deeper than what it just, don't think of it as physical as it is. I feel like God has given me a crazy skill to really analyze things and break them down into atoms. I can't say I could break them down into atoms, but I could break them down enough for me to apply it to what I got going on. So everything I'm looking at, I'm always looking at it as, how is this teaching me something about what I'm doing in my life? Very similar to you. So it don't even got to be just in the stance of hiring other people. Leveraging isn't only hiring other people. Leveraging can be mentally, or your diet. You know what I'm saying? Or with your family. Okay, I'm not able to spend as much time with them, so let me figure out a way to leverage that. You know what I'm saying? Something. Figure it out. Think. Be a free thinker. David versus Goliath. David versus Goliath. David versus Goliath. One whip. One slingshot. Changed everything. That was a matter of 2 seconds, yo. 2 seconds. 2 seconds did 1,000 HP. If y'all put it in like Minecraft form. Y'all ever played a video game and just got nuked? Or like, like the ultimate ability of some folks? Basically use that one ultimate ability. But that ultimate ability wasn't anything brute. It wasn't brute force. Nor was it just being super smart. Y'all have to do the analyze. Y'all have to analyze more. Because I can only break it down so much before I fucking psych myself out. But however you took this was how you were supposed to take it. However you took it was how you were supposed to take it. And whatever you can think about it, I advise you sit and think about it for a little bit. Make sure you acknowledge all of it. Acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be sitting on $1 million idea right now, or something that you're doing that could literally just a little shift, and you could change millions of lives. Like just a little twerk in whatever you're doing. Like the way you throw the baseball, or not even the way, but where you throw the baseball. You all notice how a water bottle is $1 in the grocery store, or a gallon of water is like $1 in the grocery. Water's like $1 in the grocery store. At the airport, it's like $7. At the fucking amusement park, it's like $10 for a water. That's leverage, y'all. That's leverage. That's leverage. These folks, the most successful people in the world, I can't even say successful. I'm going to study the dictionary for a better word than successful, because you don't know anybody. Like, nobody can. It's hard to judge success. It's hard to say the most successful people in the world. But to the public eye, the most successful people in the world, okay? To the public eye, right? We're talking about status. You know what I'm saying? They were able to accumulate a base so big because of something, right? So you could deem that success, I guess. I don't know. That's not even the point. No matter. This is what they know that we don't know. But we cracking through. Leverage. David versus Goliath is all leverage. I'm signing out. Y'all have a great Monday. Yes, sir. We out.